What is up, YouTube? This is Daniel Carter at Afro Herp Keeper. I know it's been a while since my last upload, and that's for a variety of reasons, but to help bridge that gap between the last upload and the next upload, today is Reptile and Amphibian Awareness Day. And I thought, what better way to celebrate than doing what I do best and putting on a reptile show. So today, we have 8 boxes in front of us containing all sorts of creepy, crawly critters. These represent 9 different species, and we are going to go over every single one in detail and hope that the wind and the air conditioning unit don't drown me out too much. Full disclosure, I cannot see the chat for this video. There's no computer or screen in front of me, so this is just going to be me giving a presentation on my beloved, fantastic reptiles and amphibians. So, without any further ado, I'm going to hydrate myself a bit. And we're going to get started. So, let me go over what exactly I have on the table today. We have 2 species of snake, 1 venomous, 1 non-venomous. We have 2 of these beautiful toads, 2 salamanders, 1 gecko, 2 other lizards, and 2 very noisy turtles. Let's see, who do we do first? It's hard to pick. We're going to go with the lizards first. We're going to do a fan favorite. So this guy is the lizard that I have had longest of all of my current lizards, and he's the one, or she, I should say, who really kick-started my current, menagerie. So this beautiful gal is my northern blue-tongued skink. Her name, fittingly, is Skink, but I like to call her Scooby. As you can see, she's got a bright blue tongue. At this point, she is, I want to say 4 or 5 years old. She is a big, hefty girl. She is beautiful. This is a rather normal-looking northern blue-tongued skink, but I got her 4 or 5 years ago, right before they really jumped in popularity and in price. So I got her for maybe 150 bucks, where the cheapest you can find now is around 300. She is a gorgeous animal. Of all the lizards I have, she has some of the most human eyes. And you can see that she has got that bright blue tongue. That is, as I am always quick to point out, her best defense mechanism against predators in the wild. So this is a rather harmless looking lizard. It has no sharp claws, big teeth, no real way to attack, and so to defend itself in the wild, it is going to rely on the stuff that it has been born with. So its bright blue tongue, when encountered with a coyote, or a dingo, I should say in Australia, when encountered with a predator like that, she will stick out that bright blue tongue, she will hiss as loud as she can, and she will open her mouth and puff herself up like a balloon. And hopefully that startling array of characteristics will be enough to freak the predator out, make it go, wait, what's going on here? Long enough for her to book it out of there. And she will run fast. If I were to set her down on the ground, I might never see her again, but she's pretty docile, so. Northern blue-tongued skink, beautiful animal. And she eats, she's an omnivore. She eats a wide variety of things. Cat food, insects, fruits, berries, lots of insects. She will eat ground turkey, she'll eat eggs, all manner of things. Very similar diet to my Argentine Tegu Blue. So Skink is going back in her tub to crawl until the rest of the animals have been presented. That is my northern blue-tongued skink. These guys are making so much noise. Okay, we're gonna get to these soon. I might set them on the ground. Make a little less noise down there. Right next to my blue-tongued skink is my beautiful Texas alligator lizard. This is an animal that has not debuted on my channel before. This is the first time y'all get to meet her. So here she is. This animal is arguably a rescue. I took her in from a caller. I do reptile relocation in my area. A caller found her and sent me a photo, and she actually fell out of a tree and ended up with a huge gash on her leg. I treated her for that. I gave her antibiotics and iodine baths and all that, and her leg has actually healed up quite a bit. But this is a native Texas species. It is found in my area, the hill country, and this is one of my favorite animals that I own at this point. It has been a favorite species of mine for a very long time. As you can see, though she's not like massive, she has a tremendously long tail, and that tail is in fact prehensile. So she is a little bit like a monkey lizard. This is a semi-arboreal animal. You can usually find them in oak trees, in stony cliffs, peeking out of the cracks. Absolutely gorgeous animal. So you may be familiar with the Mexican alligator lizards that are bright green. This is the Texan equivalent, and it matches our, our drab, arid landscape. She is an absolute beauty. And you'll notice a lot of similarities between her and my blue-tongued skink. Most notably, besides the obvious visible similarities, she actually has a blue tongue herself. This is a mainly insectivorous lizard, so she's been getting superworms, dubia, baby hissers, all manner of things. She is a really exciting animal. She has a really beautiful setup, which I will eventually get around to showing off to you guys. Texas alligator lizard. Really stunning. This is an adult female, by the way. I am definitely looking for a male to breed her out with. There are not too many people breeding these guys in captivity, which is a shame, because they are a really wonderful species. So she's going to go back into her tub, and it's good that she's out here because she gets to soak up some ultraviolet light. I have not yet purchased a UVB fixture for her, but she's getting some natural sunlight today, so definitely beneficial for her. The third and final lizard on this table is not a Texas native for sure. Actually, every animal on this table, except for my skink and this lizard, is a native Texas species, so go figure. The lizard in this container, as many of you can probably already see, is my crested gecko. And she, in a very tight-fitted container, her name is Lemonhead, and it's probably a little bit hot out here for her, so I'm going to go over her and then go put her inside where she belongs. So this is a beautiful, wrinkly little creature from New Caledonia, which is in the Indo-Pacific, I want to say, near Australia. She is fired up right now, which means that she is darker than she normally is, and this is not as big as this species gets. Many of you will be familiar with this gecko, as it is a very popular pet. But yeah, she's also a frog butt, which means that her tail fell off. And unfortunately for this kind of lizard, their tails do not grow back. So this is Lemonhead, my crested gecko. She is in, I need to go over her setup too in a video. She is in an 18 by 18 by 18 Exoterra enclosure, and I have just let a single pothos plant completely take over that enclosure, because pothos is actually native to New Caledonia, just like these guys. She is a lovely little creature. Not a ton to say about these, just because they are very common already. I'm sure many of my viewers have already heard quite a bit about them. I'm sure just as many haven't, though. So I'm trying to think if there are any interesting tidbits that I could include about her. She has some remarkable sticky feet. They're super cool. So she's going to go back indoors so that she doesn't overheat out here, because this species ideally should not get over 75 degrees. She wants to hang out on my hand instead of go back in her box. Come on. Oh, she's not having that. Come on, girl. There we go. Okay, she's going inside. I'll be right back. We're back. Okay, so I've gone over all three of the lizards I brought out here. I just scared my cat. Dang. Okay. gone over all 3 lizards. For that dramatic running effect, I have to catch my breath. I think it was worth it. So we went over my northern blue-tongued skink, my Texas alligator lizard, and my New Caledonian crested gecko. Today, or now I should say, we are going to get to the amphibians and the snakes later. First, I have some turtles to show off. And you guys have not seen these 2 particular turtles on my channel just yet. So in this box, I have 1 3-toed box turtle and 1 eastern box turtle. We'll talk about the eastern first. So this guy is named Jar Jar Binks. This one's making a lot of noise. Okay, we'll go over them at the same time. What a novel idea. So this is Jar Jar Binks, and this is Yoda. Yoda is the 3-toed box, and Jar Jar is the eastern. Both of these turtles were surrendered, or just given to me. Jar Jar is from Tennessee, or maybe Kentucky. He's from one of those states. He was caught there like 14 years ago, and he's been in the care of somebody who really likes box turtles all that time. He did not have superior care, but he is receiving everything he needs now at home with me. And at the moment, he lives with all of my other box turtles in a large indoor enclosure because it is getting to be winter, and today's a relatively sunny day, but for like a week it's been cold and wet and rainy. I'm glad that it's sunny today on Reptile Awareness Day, because these cold-blooded animals definitely need some heat. So Jar Jar, eastern box turtle, these are native to East Texas and the East Coast. He's got the biggest eyes. I don't think he's gonna come out and show off, but he is super cool. You guys will get a better look at him soon. So Jar Jar, and this is Yoda. Yoda is a 3-toed box turtle. She is special needs because she did not receive proper care as a baby, and it shows. So this turtle and this turtle are approximately the same age. This girl is 16 years old. She was kept, I want to say, for 8 years as a class pet in a 20-gallon tank with no ultraviolet light on wood chips as substrate. And so, because she did not receive the light and the... Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back. My camera overheated. Could somebody tell me where we left off? What animal we were on when my phone died? I don't know which one we were on, but let's keep it going. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We are going to talk about my box turtles. And these toads, I promise they're okay. They're just a little freaked out. Okay, I don't know where we were at, but we're going to recap them real quick. Woo boy! These guys are going in the shade on the ground. So these are 2 of my 5 box turtles. This is Yoda, and no, sorry, this is Jar Jar Binks, and this is Yoda. Jar Jar is an eastern box turtle. He's got these massive red eyes, which is one way that you can tell that he is a male. And he was given to me after about 14 years of care under another person who really likes turtles. Yoda here didn't have as smooth of a life. She is actually stunted. She has been dwarfed because she did not receive the attention she needed as a juvenile. So she didn't receive the ultraviolet light she needed. She didn't get any sort of supplemental food, calcium, and as a result, she has these physical deformities. She is doing a lot better now than she has been. She has a great setup. But as you can see, even though these turtles are approximately the same age, this girl, she's not going to grow out of this. This is a great living example of why you need to do your research when you're taking in any new animal. That applies to whether you are a first-time pet owner or if you have a serious collection going. So Yoda here, aptly named due to her stature, and Jar Jar Binks because he is the goofiest looking of all my turtles. Are we still good? Are we still good? Have we had any more connection issues? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna make sure, just for you guys. Yeah, we're still good. All right, so we've talked about my lizards, we have talked about my box turtles, and now we are going to talk about my amphibians until the stream goes dead again. So these two are my Gulf Coast toads. They are both huge females. This is the most common amphibian in my area, and if I can get a good grip on both of them, that would be awesome. So these are my Gulf Coast toads. It is fine to hold them like this. They're mostly just like squish inside there. So these are both adult females. This is about as large as they come. And this is the most common amphibian in my area. You can find them all over the place, adults and juveniles. You can tell that these two are very well fed. They're gonna go down here in the shade so they stop freaking out. Next to my Gulf Coast toads, we have my barred tiger salamanders. These are 2 of 4 of my tiger salamanders. We're going to take their lid off carefully, gradually. There we go. So these 2 are my barred tiger salamanders, 2 of 3. And then I have a 4th tiger salamander who is an eastern. This is a male, this is a female. These little boogers are really wonderful. I finished a setup video on them recently, and I need to get that edited and uploaded. But these 2, they're absolutely gorgeous. Tiger salamanders are some of the largest terrestrial salamanders. We had a foot biting incident just there. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. Even though they are freaked out right now, they are very food-driven animals. They will bite anything that moves. And that, in certain situations, does include each other. But they are okay. They're going to go back in here so that they don't get too freaked out and they don't get too many human oils seeping through their skin. These 2 are some of my barred tiger salamanders. Really stunning little dirt monsters. They are super cool. You'll get a better video about them ASAP. So that leaves 2 more animals. I'm going to do a 3rd check to make sure that everything is still running smoothly. Remarkable. Wow. Okay, we have 2 more animals. They're snakes. I'm not answering any questions on this video because I don't have a screen in front of me. So this big girl is the snake that I have had for the longest amount of time. I'm going to very carefully take her out because she is flighty, and I don't want to lose her today live on air. So this is Mort. She is my eastern blackneck garter snake. This is arguably the most beautiful snake I own. She is absolutely gorgeous. So this is another native species. She is from my area. In fact, I caught her in my garage as a kid like 8 years ago. She is much tamer, much more docile, much less flighty now than she was 8 years ago, but obviously she is still not captive bred. She's not quite used to people. But this snake, I've had her for the longest amount of time of any of my snakes, and she is just absolutely stunning. She has a really nice setup, which you may have seen in one of my recent snake feeding videos, but I'm going to try and do a feature on it at some point in the near future. Mort, the eastern blackneck garter snake, and she is really big for her species. Like, she's not a huge snake, but she is huge for what she is. You can see she's got that remarkable pattern. You can see right by her head why she is called a blackneck garter. Stunning animal. Okay, he's gonna go back in her tub. Excellent work. Good job, girl. Okay, blackneck garter snake, Texas alligator lizard, northern blue-tongued skink, and then we have my toads, turtles, and salamanders on the ground, and Lemonhead inside because she has to cool off. The last snake we have on the table is venomous. This is Smokey, my western cottonmouth, and we are going to take her out for you guys. So as you may be able to see, this is a baby. This is a very teensy cottonmouth as far as cottonmouths go. Not the prettiest snake, but she is certainly very, very cool. Let me get a good grip on her with this thing. There we go. She doesn't want this, but if I can get her like actually in the air, she might stop freaking out. Here we go. Almost. So this is a western cottonmouth, Agkistrodon piscivorous leucostoma. I probably butchered that, but there it is. She does not want to be hooked today. She was fine when I put her in this, but now that we're on camera, she's not cool with it. There we go. So this is a western cottonmouth. You can see she is, she's got a lot of pattern for a western. Westerns are usually very dark and drab. She is a venomous species, so I am very careful with her, but you may also be able to see on her belly some really remarkable pattern. So this is my western cottonmouth, Smokey. Okay, so that does it for the species that I chose to bring out here for y'all. You have my eastern black-necked garter snake, my western cottonmouth, my Texas alligator lizard, my northern blue-tongued skink, my eastern and three-toed box turtles, my Gulf Coast toads, who are very upset, and my barred tiger salamanders. We also had Lemonhead, the crested gecko, who has since gone indoors. I did not choose to bring Blue out here because he is brumating right now. It's cold outside, and so he has decided that he needs to go and sleep off in the corner. So he's going to be very inactive for the rest of the winter. Hopefully, he'll still come out every now and then for some attention. I also did not choose to bring Scylla, my Hog Island boa constrictor, out here, but in the interest of what's the word? In the interest of satiating the masses, the masses that are the YouTube comment section, I might go grab her real quick, as long as my phone hasn't turned off again in the meantime. We're still rolling. Wow, that's remarkable. Okay, I'm back. I brought a boa constrictor. We're gonna take the phone off the stand and drop it on the ground. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. We're gonna flip this. Here we go. So this is Scylla, my Hog Island boa constrictor, and I can see y'all's comments now. So if you have questions for me, you can feel free to shoot them. Scylla, Hog Island boa constrictor. She is getting really huge at the moment. She is maybe 6 feet in length at this point. I am also out in the middle of a field, so if the quality isn't amazing, my sincerest apologies. Big Gorl. Oh man, check out that iridescence. I don't know if you can see that, especially if it's 50p, but no, that doesn't come across. Very sad. The peak of camera quality indeed. My leopard gecko, I actually have 2 leopard geckos at the moment. I'm taking care of one for a friend. They are indoors. I'm not going to bring every single member of my collection outside for a video. Let's see. If anybody has questions, now is the time to pop them. Let me get some more animal action on the screen here. The tegu, as I said, is brumating at the moment, so he is asleep winter's end. He'll come back out on warm days. Someone asked who's my favorite animal YouTuber other than myself, and that's a hard question. I'd really have to think about it. There are some very good ones out there. I like Dave Kaufman. I like, let's see, Camp Cannon. There are quite a few deserving people out there. The smallest reptile I have here would be crested gecko, which is now inside. This girl's also pretty small, but I'm definitely not going to handle her. My tegu is doing just fine. He has a very large 8-foot by 6-foot by 6-foot enclosure that I have not showed off yet. Yeah, I like the dark den. He does a lot of good stuff. I want to put these toads inside because they are just not having it. Y'all are asking some very vague questions. My favorite plant for a terrarium. I like bromeliads, I like pitcher plants, I like ferns, I like moss. How often do I handle my toads? Never. They're toads. They don't, I mean, they do definitely understand, and they can get better about handling, but they are, they're outdoors right now in an enclosure. They can see the like wide open expanses. They just want out. Oh, here's my box turtles. That's a much better view of them. I'm gonna keep talking about these animals while I wait for questions. First animal I ever had was a box turtle, just like these guys. I got it when I was 3 years old, and we kept it for 8 months, and then released it in a, what was it? An arboretum. Where do I see myself in 5 years? If I have the property for it, I want a zoo. These animals are not having it. We're gonna start moving these guys indoors. They are like freedom. We're gonna move these guys back onto the porch, and then when I'm done with that, we are gonna end this live stream. Where am I right now? I'm in my backyard. So that would be why the connection is absolutely awful. See, literally, this is my setup, just in the backyard. What camera would I suggest? I just use my iPhone. It's an iPhone 7 Plus. It works well, it's versatile, it's slightly waterproof. I also have a knockoff GoPro and a Nikon Coolpix AW100. Box turtles. My Eastern on the left there, whose name is Jar Jar, and one of my three toads on the right, whose name is Yoda, due to her small stature. How do I edit? I use HitFilm Express 2017. It is a free software. It's about the best you can get. I have a boa constrictor trying to choke me out right now. I use HitFilm Express 2017. It's about the best free software you can get, but it crashes quite a bit. You cannot see Blue at the moment because he is sleeping. My barred tiger salamanders. Beautiful little swamp boogers. Dirt monsters. Mammals or reptiles? Mammals are reptiles, give or take 300, 400 million years. They are direct descendants from reptiles, as are birds. So we've got Lemonhead, the box turtles, the toads, and the salamanders already. And that leaves just my northern blue-tongued skink, Texas alligator lizard, western cottonmouth, and eastern black-necked garter. These guys love the sun. I might just leave them here for now. When did I do my first educational program? I did that in probably mid-high school, like sophomore year. And that was just to a small group. And now I do I'm working my way up to public presentations. I'm going to do a snake safety class for the Lago Vista Lions Club at some point, and I am going to do a public snake presentation in the coming months. Where do you find my Discord? It is in the description of every single one of my videos, except for this one, because this one doesn't have a description yet. It will in post. What's my favorite amphibian? I'm gonna go with a hellbender. It's like the North American version of a Japanese or Chinese giant salamander. Eastern blackneck garter snake. Beautiful girl. I have 3 venomous snakes. 1 western cottonmouth and 2 western diamondback rattlesnakes. Both of them are very small. Do I like Woma pythons? I love Woma pythons. I want one of those. We've got a whole stack going here. Toads, turtles, salamanders, cottonmouth, garter snake. Yeah, they're doing good. Yeah, my skink is over here. I've been showing him off the whole stream. Someone keeps asking if I can handle the smallest animal here. This is the smallest animal I have on the table at the moment. This is my Texas alligator lizard. We went over her already, but it's worth showing her off again. This is an animal that I have not showed off on my channel until this date. She is absolutely stunning. Look how beautiful that lizard is. Her tail is twice the length of her body and is fully prehensile. Man, I should just make the whole stream this. Check her out. So this is my favorite lizard that I have at the moment. I mean, I can't say that. Blue is a good boy. This is my favorite small lizard at the moment. She is like 14 or 16 inches, and I need to get her a male because I want to breed this girl. Wait, hang on. Her container's over here. Let me put her back in there first. I will be making a video about this girl very shortly. Her tail will break off if you pull on it, so I don't recommend doing that. I will be making a video about her setup. It's gorgeous. I just need to get her a UVB fixture. Up until then, she's got the sunlight to help her out. Oh, there's a cat. Goodbye. Don't keep your cats outdoors. He gets to go out with supervision. Cats kill millions and billions of native birds and reptiles and mammals every year. Got a stack of critters going. Okay, northern blue-tongued skink. This is the only thing that's left on the table. Is she captive bred? No. I went over this in the beginning of the live stream. My alligator lizard was surrendered to me by somebody who found her. She had fallen out of a tree. She had a big gash in her leg, but it has been healed over now. Selfishly, I want to keep her so that I can produce some alligator lizard babies. She is healed. I'd just rather not release her. So this is skink, also known as Scoobert, my northern blue-tongued skink. Everybody's favorite at shows because she is so nice. She's sweet. We're gonna let her run around in the grass for a minute. I think she'd enjoy that. If you have further questions, you are more than welcome. I feel like I should do more live streams where I just bring an animal outside and follow it around. Skink, northern blue-tongued skinks are hard to sex, and so I used to just call it a boy without knowing, but now that she is mature, she is physically much more female. I have thought about breeding blue-tongued skinks. It's just that they are super expensive now. They didn't used to be. And so if I, excuse me, there's a snake wrapped around my neck. If I ever get her a male, I will certainly breed them. Here's the snake around my neck. So Scylla, the Hog Island boa constrictor, a genuine beaut if she will unfurl. There she is. Intermittently. Pretty girl. Okay, I think we gotta wrap things up here. Happy Reptile and Amphibian Awareness Day, y'all. I hope that the phone overheating in the middle wasn't too much of a setback. My next reptile room update will be eventually. I have a lot of stuff going on. If you want more consistent updates on what I do, you should follow me on Instagram at AfroHerpKeeper, because I post there almost every day, and I post to YouTube like at the moment once every 2 weeks if I'm lucky. I need to put more time into editing my videos. It's become a bit of a drag lately. But what I want to work on doing in the near future is setup guides. I want to do videos where I put together setups or go over setups that I've already put together. I think that would be a good way to pump out content at a pretty good pace. You'll notice she is definitely running away, but that's because I'm towering over her like a skyscraper. Okay, come here, Scoobert. No. She is a really lovely girl. There we are. What's my favorite reptile? I really like Borneo earless monitors. I like trunk and file snakes. I really like sand vipers. Also like arboreal alligator lizards and chameleon geckos. I am super behind on my videos. You may be able to tell because I have not done a Herps Conroe or an NARBC Arlington video yet, even though I have both of those filmed. I just need to edit them. So you guys can expect a lot of content from me in the future. It just might take a while to get it out there. And the YouTube algorithms work against me in terms of view count, but if you go on my channel, I bet you there are a ton of videos that I've done that you have not yet seen. I will be making a large vivarium or paludarium setup video in the near future. I'm going to be doing something for strawberry dart frogs and mourning geckos, if I can get my hands on all three of those. I would get a chameleon in the not in the near future, in the future. I want everything. There is no denying that. It's just a matter of being able to take care of everything. House everything. Keep it properly. This is my box turtle pen, by the way. It's just outside. I am gonna actually put them all outside today because it's a nice day. It's been very cold for the last week. Okay, I think this is the point where we cut it off. Scylla is tucked under my neck here. What a cutie. Poor girl. She gets to go back in her cage now. She's probably a little freaked out by the commotion. Recommendations for a starter reptile. I like bearded dragons, blue-tongued skinks, uromastyx, Aki monitors, ball pythons, corn snakes, king snakes, garter snakes. There are a lot of reptiles that make good starter reptiles if you do your research. That is the most important factor. Somebody asks how many turtles I have. Somebody else asked, how did I know I was ready to keep venomous animals? I have 1 eastern box turtle, 4 three-toed box turtles, razorback musk turtles, a Guadalupe spiny softshell turtle, and a Texas map turtle. And I didn't know I was ready to keep venomous snakes, but I have been involved, because I live in the middle of Texas, with people who keep rattlesnakes for a very long time. And so I have that sort of second-hand experience almost, just by watching people do things. And if you're not lucky enough to have that, then just do your research and watch people handling them. But always remember that when you are keeping venomous snakes, this is an animal that can put you in the hospital and give you a, if you live in America, give you a $40,000 to $70,000 hospital bill. Don't get bit. Just don't do that, and you'll be fine. Don't be stupid. I don't condone being stupid around venomous snakes, but I do like them. I think they're really fun. Let me point the camera back at here. So we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. My Texas alligator lizard, big beautiful girl. Eastern blackneck garter snake, Mort. Western cottonmouth, Smokey. Two of my barred tiger salamanders, little goobers. Two, my adult female Gulf Coast toads. My eastern and one of my three-toed box turtles. My Hog Island boa constrictor Scylla. My northern blue-tongued skink Scoobert. And one more who I put inside because it's hot out here. My New Caledonian crested gecko Lemonhead. I just let 2 cats outside. I'm an idiot. All right, bye guys. Have a good day. Happy Reptile Awareness Day. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned.